Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aliyyat and I hope you enjoy my video and decide to stay. But today I'm doing a video on 6 realistic ways that I use to time manage and how I manage to stay productive. I kind of did a poll on my community post. I did like a community post where I asked you guys the type of videos that you wanted to see from me, and a lot of you guys said you wanted me to do a lot of study tips and study advice, so that's what this video is gonna be about. Without further ado, let's start. If you have been following me for a long time, if you follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, did I say Instagram? Okay, whatever, TikTok, you guys know that when I do my day in my life videos, my days are very structured. I study with a structured time, and you guys always ask me like, damn, how your life is so organized, and I wish I can be that organized. And I want to tell you guys, the things that I do is super realistic. So I have this iPad where I wrote down all my techniques and I made them into 6 simple steps. So I'm going to be looking down a lot just to make sure that I don't miss out on any information, and I make sure I give you guys all the information that you need so that you can perform well and start managing your time better. So basically I have 3 agendas. Right now I only have 2 with me. The first agenda that I use is a 10-minute planner, and I basically use this planner to write down my to-do list for the day. I really like writing to-do lists because I like crossing things out, and it's just nice to see like all the things that I have to do for the day. With this agenda, I basically write all my class assignments. So like if we have homework due that week, I just kind of write down, okay, homework, teacher said like bio homework is due on this day. So I write that down on my agenda, and it's just kind of nice to have that down in my agenda. And then the other agenda that I use is my Excel sheet. So right now it's on my computer, but I'll go ahead and as I keep talking, I will be showing you guys like a view of my computer and what I use, but I have an Excel sheet, and it's basically just a daily time planner. And with that one, I basically plan all the things that I have to do for the week. You honestly don't need 3 agendas. My ass has 3 agendas because I'm a Virgo, 2, I'm extra, 3, I have freaking anxiety. So that's why my ass has 3 agendas, because it really helps with my stress, and I just do the most. Like, you guys know me, I'm freaking extra. So I have 3 agendas, but you honestly can be okay with 1 agenda or a 10-minute planner. But I just like to have 3 agendas because my ass is extra like that. So for this video, the one that I'm going to touch up on is my Excel sheet, because that's kind of the one that I use the most. I'll make sure to link my daily time planner Excel sheet down below. It's free. I literally found it on Google, like I want to say 4 years ago. I can't find it again, but I still have the template, so I upload it to Google so that you guys can download it. And that's basically what I'm going to use for the video and kind of tell you guys what I do with it, and hopefully it's helpful and you can start emulating it. So when I'm planning my schedule, the first thing that I like to do is I first put everything that is mandatory for me to attend. So that is class, that's work, that's like a research meeting, anything that's mandatory for me to attend. That's the first thing I put on my weekly time planner. By mandatory, like when I'm planning that, I don't put hanging out with friends, I don't put dinner plans, because that's not really mandatory for me to attend. That's like not mandatory. Like class is mandatory for you to attend. Like you get a grade for that. Going to your club meeting is mandatory for you to attend because you can get kicked out. Going to research, you can get kicked out. So those things are mandatory to attend, but hanging out with your friends and dinner plans, those are not really mandatory for you to attend. Those are things that you want to go to, but it's not really mandatory. And personally for me, like I prioritize my education over my friends. My friends know that. Like friends come and go, people come and go in your life, but your knowledge is forever. So I always like to prioritize my studies before I prioritize like other stuff, like hang out with my boyfriend, hang out with my friends. You know what I'm talking about? After you put things that are mandatory for you to attend, that's kind of when the next thing I like to plan is my self-care time. I know that's really weird. You're like, okay, I should prioritize, the next thing should be your study time, but no, the next thing should be your self-care time. Self-care is very important for you to perform well. I'm pretty sure there's studies on it. I don't really have science to back it up, but I just know everything I'm saying is a fact, okay? Self-care, I feel like someone told me that, I probably learned on TikTok. Self-care is very important to succeed. So the next thing I like to do is plan my self-care time. So that's going to the gym, that's lunch, that's dinner, that's like hang out with friends. And obviously don't go above and beyond it. Like don't make your whole day, every single day is like hang out with your friend. Like kind of be reasonable with it. I'm very reasonable with mine. I just plan like, okay, I made plans with this one friend like 6:30 on a Wednesday. So I'll put that in my schedule. Or I know I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. I put the gym, because going to the gym is very like vital for my mental health, so I'll put that up on there. I also like to put lunch and dinner and breakfast, like I plan my lunch, dinner, and breakfast, because for me personally, I will skip eating a meal to study, and that's something that's super bad. So what I started doing was actually planning it into my schedule. So if it's already planned into my schedule, I like to stop what I'm doing and I'm like, okay, it's already planned into my schedule at 12 o'clock. I have to eat lunch 12 to 1. So that's what I would do. And so it's just really helpful for me personally, because I just tend to prioritize studying over everything else in my life. Like, I don't care if my health decline as long as I have a 4.0 GPA. That's how I used to be like. So I really didn't want to be like that anymore. So I like to plan in my breakfast, my lunch, and dinner into my study schedule, as well as my self-care time. In addition to your self-care time, another thing that I like to do is I like to add times that I want to wake up for the day and times that I want to go to bed. So I plan my bedtime and I plan the time that I wake up. I think it's very, very useful, and it's very helpful for your body to have kind of a set time to wake up and a set time to go to bed, because when you're not overworking yourself, you're not avoiding sleep, and also you are not oversleeping the next day. And based on like the times that you wake up, it can vary different days. So Monday you can be waking up at like 8 a.m. and then maybe on Tuesday you wake up at 10. Just kind of plan the time that you want to wake up. I personally feel like it's good to wake up early, like go to bed early and then wake up early, just so that you have more time in the day to do a lot of more work. Also, when I'm planning my waking up time, I like to wake up 2 hours before my class. My therapist taught me that waking up 5 minutes before your class is about to start and then just like going to class is not really good for your brain. It doesn't really help you when it comes to learning, and it doesn't really help you when it comes to being able to absorb the information in your brain. I know I went on like a whole tangent with that, but according to the CDC, it says that if you're a teenager, like your adolescents, you need at least 8 hours of sleep, and if you are like an adult, you need at least 7 hours or more of sleep. So personally me, I now wake up every day at 6:30 a.m. and I go to bed at 8 o'clock p.m. So that's me now, but I'm able to do that because honestly, like once again, I'm not a full-time student anymore. I have more of a leeway to be able to do that, but when I was a full-time college student, when I was in college, I would go to bed at 11 p.m. and then I would wake up at 7 a.m. But that's 8 hours. So I still make sure I get 8 hours of sleep. I like to prioritize sleep because sleep is very, 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 very helpful with absorbing information. That's something that I like to do. So I definitely think you should plan at least like 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Now on to the fun stuff, planning our study time. According to Stanford, I'm using Stanford because Stanford is like an Ivy League. It's a prestigious school, and the people that go to Stanford are smart, okay? They are smart and they get good grades, and that's why they're at Stanford. They just know a lot, okay? So I'm using what they use. So basically, according to Stanford, for every unit/credit class that you're taking, you need to devote at least 2 hours outside of class to studying. So if I was taking 3 units, I need at least 6 hours a week of studying. So of course, like that's a lot. Like we take 12 units, sometimes we take 16, 14, even 18, like 12 units is 24 hours of studying outside of class. And that's not on top of like the job that we have to do, like us going to work, you know what I mean? So there's some leeway to that. So basically not every single class needs 6 hours a week of studying. For example, personally for me, like I don't need to be studying 6 hours a week for my English class. Like my English class is literally essay based. So me just devoting 2 hours a week to writing my essay is enough for me to get an A in that class. But maybe for my chemistry class, where it's a little bit harder, or my biology class, which is really like a little bit harder, I would need to devote at least like 10 hours a week to each class, like each. So then I would kind of put the time that I'm supposed to be spending on my English class to that. So kind of just have flexibility in knowing like which class to prioritize, which class to not, like which class is easier, which class is harder, which class like you can just do the work. Like you can be doing other classwork into that class. Like I always have those classes where I will be doing other classwork into that class, which is bad, but the class is so easy that I could do that. The next thing I do, the last kind of strategy I do when I'm time managing is 1 day a week I have to devote to me time. That's time for myself. That's time for me to do anything that I want. That's the time that I don't do any work. Like I make sure I don't have a job that day. I make sure I don't have schoolwork that day. That's just me time. And what I would like to do is that during that time, I just spend that time to rejuvenate and just just relax, like sleep in, just breathe. Right now, my me time is on Wednesdays, but when I was in college, my me time was on Sunday. Like Sundays was the day I wasn't doing shit, unless there was an exam. Like if there was an exam, if it's an exam week, then I'll be studying. But if there is no exam week, Sundays were just for me. Like I'm not studying that day. And obviously not a lot of people have that flexibility to do that stuff, and I understand, because when I was a sophomore in my junior year, I wasn't unable to have that me time. So what I would do is on Fridays, I would take a half day off. So let's say I'll study till at 12, and then after 12 was just time for myself, like me doing nothing. But either try to devote at least a full day or a half day to yourself, because once again, rest is so important. Being productive is very important, but so is resting, because you can be productive, but if you're tired, that productivity is nothing. It's really nothing. So I just try to devote at least one day to myself every single week, and that's just the time that I don't do work and I do whatever I want. I really hope all the advice that I gave today was very useful, and I really hope that you guys take it in, and I really hope that you guys start utilizing it. I really like doing these sit down videos where I get to give you guys study tips and study advice, because I really want you guys to succeed. I love you guys so much, and I just want you to be successful in anything and all your endeavors basically. So I'm gonna do more of these study tips and study advice. If you need me to clarify anything, please comment down below or DM me on Instagram. You guys know I always love responding to you guys. I love interacting with you. If you have any video ideas that you would like me to do, don't hesitate to comment. Like, I love it. Like, I love when you guys tell me, hey Aliyyah, like I want a video like this, because I will do that for you. And yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Bye.